And we are back. Hopefully this fourth time's a charm. Obviously you don't know what's going on, but I've had to format my SD card like 3 times. Anyway, so had a nice video prepared, and yeah, I got an error and lost all the footage. So we're going to kind of start over. You see I've got a little bit of a mess here. I've all but given up on the cleaning in the tub. Just not getting anywhere, so I'm doing a light sanding. Now these are sanding pads that I use for woodworking, like making pens, and the most abrasive is 1500, and these go up to, I think I've got them up to what, 20,000 or something, I forget. But anyway, so we're going to start with 1500 and get some of this gunk off. What had happened is I actually left the pieces in the water. I had to go out of town. I was in Pittsburgh and kind of forgot about them, and they got kind of like a dark color on them, which happens a lot with aluminum if it's kind of a little bit too abrasive. I was recording. I took off the servo tape. I used a plastic razor blade and got that all taken care of, so we missed that part, but you can see there's remnants of the servo tape on the razor blade. That worked out excellent. There are some scratches that still remain. I believe I did some of those, and I think some of them are already there. This aluminum is really soft, so I'm going to clean it with these. I'm going to wet sand. This is the 1500 here, and then we're going to clean even more so with an ultrasonic cleaner. Now my current ultrasonic cleaner is kind of junk. I've had it. I got it from work. It was kind of a freebie. Definitely was a freebie. One of my offices was old. They didn't want it anymore, and I've been using it for like 12, 13 years. I do have a large one. Actually, I can do some my motorcycle and car parts, real motorcycle and car parts. So I'm looking forward to that. It should be here tomorrow. Today is the 29th. It's Black Friday. So this video will probably go up in a week or so. So hopefully we'll have the ultrasonic on there as well. But anyway, back to the cleaning. So what I'm doing is I've got just a piece of melamine here. It's nice and flat, and I'm just taking my wet sander and just sanding the parts. Now it will leave some light scratches, which is fine. I can either keep those or I will buff those out with some mother's polish. I don't know yet, but they're very fine, and we'll go up in the grit, so it may go away. And I could buff them either with my Dremel, or I've got a buffer in the garage, and I can do it that way, or I have a buffer down here in the basement for my woodworking lathe where I buff the pens. So I've kind of moved my wood shop actually in the basement here. I actually downsized quite a bit because I didn't need everything that I had, and moved it down here. So this is all we're doing. This black stuff you're seeing here, some of that is aluminum, but most of that is that film from leaving it in that solution too long. That's kind of what we're looking like there. Not too bad. We'll get this wet again. We'll continue on with that. The gear here, I'm going to take this apart. I have some little baskets that I ordered as well, so I can put all the small pieces in the basket for the ultrasonic. I mean, it comes with an ultrasonic basket, but these are little tiny mesh baskets. I have one, I don't know what I did with it. I had it near me. Here it is. But I have the little basket, so this one I can use for tomorrow if I'm going to use it. But I have some that are coming Sunday. Today's Friday. That are about this size, but they're actually separate containers that I can put all the little screws and whatnot in, and these gears. I'll probably put these gears in, well, this is not big enough. I have some that are a little bit bigger coming. I don't want them making their way down to the bottom of the ultrasonic. So we're going to keep on doing this. So that's the 1500. I've got them all marked. I have several. So I have that as, well, actually this is actually 2000. This is the 1500 here. And I've got all of them here. They all, I mean, some of them you can't even feel. Like this is, I have it marked 4, so that means that's down the line. These are 1 and 2, and we'll just skip over 3. And you can see it's even got a little bit of a different sound to it. So like this pen turning, the higher I go, the more it smooths everything out. And which one's 5? There's another 4. I actually have 2 sets here. That's 9. We'll go to 6. I have a little cheat sheet as well, but just marking on them with a marker does the trick as well. Now I know some purists are going to be like, ah, you're removing the metal, you're removing the metal. I mean, maybe I am a slight bit, but it's not enough to affect the integrity of this. So you can kind of see that some of those scratches are already disappearing with, and I don't know how it's showing up on camera on this GoPro, which this little problem I had. This card does not make me happy with the GoPro. And here's 9. See, it's even lighter, almost like rubbing paper on it. And the reason why I'm doing this is I do have some brass bristled brushes coming for the Dremel. So we're gonna try those, but I don't wanna try the steel ones because it will scratch it. These will definitely scratch it. But these nylon brush ones, they just did not do anything. Especially, I had some corrosion up in here. Actually on the video, I was kind of started with this piece and then, you know, everything went haywire, but getting in the corners here, the corrosion. Now this will get off, like that's some corrosion there. These will definitely get the corrosion off. So we're gonna continue scrubbing these parts. Then we're gonna start hopefully in this video, we'll take these parts apart and then we'll throw them all in that nice new ultrasonic, which I will keep in the garage, but we'll take the camera out there. I do want to give you an update on the body. I did find a body. I don't think I mentioned this in any other videos. I think in the second video I kind of called Uncle on preparing the body. I haven't given up on it completely, but I wanted a plan B, but I'm going to call it plan A actually. The original body's plan B, and I'm going to go get the body. So on eBay I found the 934 model kit, which is what this car is based off of. It was originally in a model and then they made it into an RC. On eBay it was partially assembled, but the only section that was assembled or even taken off the tree was the actual engine. That was it, and I don't need the engine. I'm going to build the engine, put it on a little display stand, but that was the only portion that's been used. And I'll go get the box. So it's a little messy. It did come in the box. But here is the body, which the original body came exactly like this. It's based off a model. But what I wanted to show you is even the holes down here, I started gently taking this original one apart. They are identical. I mean, it's the identical body. It's the same thickness. I was kind of worried that the static model may be a little thinner, but it's the exact thickness. I mean, this is a static model right here. So I got some plastic safe cleaner for the ultrasonic cleaner. I may just dunk this whole thing in there because I have had no luck. Off camera, I've tried a heat gun to even get the windows out. I cannot get them out. I've tried everything. In fact, up here I tried a heat gun and I didn't hold it on for very long. You can see it kind of deformed it. I can push that back out. I'm not worried about that. But I don't want to destroy this body, even though it's kind of destroyed already. I'd like to keep it original, even though it's painted. Maybe I could try to strip the paint off and just leave everything underneath of it the way it is. It's not going to look very good. But also I don't want the stripper to affect all of the little pieces. So one thing about this kit that I found very interesting. So we've already got the video where we've cleaned the tires. which is, the tires are in great shape. But if I want to run it outside, let's say, these tires, now they do not have the raised lettering. The original tires do have some raised lettering. These tires fit the RC rims. It's pretty neat. So I could use these tires if I want to, which I probably will. That'll be an option. Or what I thought about doing is I can actually 3D print these. I know I talked about a 3D printer in one of the videos. I can 3D print these rims and then use these kit tires on these on the 3D printed rims. So I thought that was very cool. I did get a new printer, as mentioned. It's a Bamboo Labs P1S or PS, or whatever it is, with the AMS. It's phenomenal. I've probably printed like 70 things on them. Nothing to do with RC yet. We'll get there. And again, there's the original body. So a small update on that. I'm going to continue cleaning these parts, and then we will be back. It'll be real quick for you guys. All right. It's Saturday. The ultrasonic has arrived. We've got our water and our solution in there. And for this go around, we're just going to ultrasonically clean these parts. They really don't need it. This is kind of just a test. We've got the heater on. It's 37 degrees Celsius. That's just stock. Timer on for 15 minutes. And there, the heater's actually on now. And then the timer is good, I believe. Yeah, nope, yep, that's good. I should read the instructions. And then we got the ultrasonic. A little loud. A lot louder than some of the really good dental ones, but we're going to let this roll and just see how much dirt comes off the parts. Again, we've already scrubbed them pretty well. Just kind of curious, and I wanted something a little bit bigger, so stay tuned. All right, I lied. We'll throw these two pieces in there for now. I know I was going to put all the little parts separately, but let's see what that'll do to be. And we're back, and we've got everything just about as clean as we're going to get it. The last order of business, which I just forgot until I was laying all these parts out, was to clean the shaft. It's got some gunk on there, and I'm just going to chuck it in the old drill bit here, or the drill, and just take one of my number 6 pads and just let it rip. This is like, what is this? This is like 4,000 grit, so no harm. Yeah, that's good enough. Little marks are not going to come out, but we got the gunk off. Perfect. Our chassis and the components as clean as they're going to get. You'll notice some marks. That's pitting, so that's from acid that has eaten away at the aluminum. You can see the bottom's pretty clean. There are a few spots, but overall looks pretty good. Same thing with these little side trays. This side is great. That side definitely not so much. I mean, it's just pitting. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm not going to take away the material and thin it out to get rid of the pitting. So it is what it is. And the front plate, again, there's scratches, some pitting, but we'll just flip this one around. That's not a big deal. And then the motor mount. Then everything else is all the parts. Here are the front end parts. They're all in this little basket. We're assembling all this soon. Some other various odds and ends. Some more. And we've got our rear end parts. And our shocks. These are clean. They don't look it, but they're not in the greatest shape. And then we got our gears. You can see our gears look brand new. Really pleased with those. It's really nice. So everything's clean. Now we got to reassemble the chassis and As soon as we get that done, we'll figure out the electronics, and then we're going to save the body for last. So that's going to be a little bit of an adventure, I think, and just with a static model body, which is what it had in the beginning. But it is going to be a little interesting. I've got a little bend right here. I noticed that before. I'm just going to take some pliers, and so this is the bend. We'll just take some pliers and gently. This aluminum's so soft that, there we go, it's straightened out. Makes it very nice. And then we had one little section in the front, which is a little chewed up. We could take a little file, I suppose, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. So I think what I'm going to do is get the manual out. That's why I've separated these parts. I remember how it goes together for the most part, but I'm going to try to put this together kind of how you would have if it was brand new. So let me run and get the manual from the box, and then we'll be back.